the heights of Mount Kilimanjaro to the shores of Lake Victoria, from bustling Dar es Salaam to the plains of the Serengeti, Tanzania is a country teeming with life. Located approximately 8,000 miles from the east coast of the United States, Tanzania is a country on the continent of Africa, situated in the Great Lake region of East Africa. About 100,000 square miles larger than the state of Texas, Tanzania has a population of over 55 million.
Tanzania has some of the most hospitable, welcoming people that you will ever meet. They truly want to open their arms and welcome you into their homes and make sure that you understand that you're welcome to be a part of their family and a part of the community for the time that you're here.
With a diverse national culture made up of over 120 ethnic tribes, Tanzania has developed a subtle but strong social code of community, courtesy, and respect.
Tanzania is typically a religious country, you see, where there are many religious groups living in a peaceful manner. You have Christians, you have Muslims, and then you have African traditional religions, but all of them living in a peaceful manner.
Tanzania is also part of the global spread of Christianity into the Southern Hemisphere. The global Christian population has been shifting southward for the past century and is expected to continue to do so. Nearly half of the world's Christians already reside in Africa and Latin America. By the year 2050, those two regions are projected to be home to more than 6 in 10 of the world's followers of Jesus.
It is true that Africa witnessed a higher rate of church growth in the world today. Africans are religious people. In all cultures, there is a strong belief in one God. You see, the creator and sustainer of everyone. So this is a good platform to share the faith, because the belief on God is already there.
This is a place that's not been overdeveloped, and people here are hungry to have people come and share the gospel with, and they're hungry to have people come and train them. And so there's a just rich opportunity that makes working here a very fruitful and joyous endeavor.
In March of 2018, a team of 10 clergy and laity from the Alabama West Florida Conference traveled to Tanzania to explore possibilities of greater support of the United Methodist Church in Tanzania. Following this trip, the Teaming with Tanzania initiative was established to develop a long-term relationship between the Alabama West Florida Conference and the United Methodist Church in Tanzania.
The spreading of the gospel, the moving forth or the sending forth of the Word of God really needs people to move it. And it needs people with the right hearts, but it also needs people who have been equipped to be able to do that work. That means building churches which become centers of evangelism and centers of spreading the gospel in new neighborhoods. That means supporting pastors and evangelists and laity. And this partnership is something that can support that. It's having people that are there praying for us and making sure that they're providing the right resources for our pastors and our local leaders. Just creates a different mentality for our church here, knowing that there's somebody supporting them, that they can move out in faith and they can move out with an assurance that the gospel has somewhere that is going to go.
Eric and Elizabeth Sword are missionaries with the General Board of Global Ministries of the United Methodist Church. Along with their children, Derek, Caleb, and Micah, the Swords live and serve as church planters and discipleship trainers in Mwanza, in the northern part of Tanzania. The Swords have been serving in Tanzania since 2010 and have seen God at work in many ways since they first arrived in the Eastern African nation.
We first came to Tanzania as individual volunteers, working as house parents at an orphanage, and then seeing the needs that was here in terms of resources, human capital, we decided to stay. Our call to serve in Tanzania comes from when we first came, looking at the communities around us and seeing how much they needed somebody to give them a leg up. They had amazing hearts and they had people who were on fire to help their communities, but they didn't always have the resources that they needed. And so we wanted to make sure we were helping them to empower them to help and serve their communities.
As missionaries, Eric and Liz serve a variety of roles, but none more important than promoting the development of self-sustaining, Tanzanian-led ministry. One example of a ministry that is self-supporting is Pamoja Groups.
A Pamoja group is a village savings and loans group. So it's a group of local people from the community, 20 to 30 of them, that all have to believe in each other and trust each other because they contribute their own funds, and when the fund gets large enough, then they start loaning out to each other. And then they are relying on the people of that group to pay those loans back with interest.
Traditional banking and loans are beyond the reach of many Tanzanians who have limited access to capital. Pamoja Groups provide access to microloans while promoting financial responsibility through group accountability. Participants in the Pamoja Groups first attend training, then start a small business, using knowledge from their training along with a microloan capital investment made available through the group.
This is a self-sustaining ministry because after the training is done, all of the funding and resources that are used to loan out to different people to start businesses on their own and to develop their lives come from them. And so they're not dependent on outside resources or outside leadership. It's something that can continue on its own as soon as it's set up.
Pamoja Groups are one of the ministries of Lumala United Methodist Church in Mwanza. Stephen, a member of this congregation, helps provide leadership to the Pamoja program.
Jina langu naitwa Stephen Barwani. Ninausali katika kanisa la UMC hapa Lumala. Vikundi vya pamoja ni vikundi vya kiuwezeshi ambavyo vimewezeshwa elimu ya pamoja kwa ajili ya kuinua maisha yao na kuongeza kipato chao. Hapa Lumala tuna jumla, kwanza tulianza na watu 10, lakini baada ya elimu kuwa imeingia sana kwa watu, sasa hivi tuko watu 17, wanawake wako 9 na wanaume wako 8. Wana kikundi, kwa mfano, wapo vikundi vingine ambavyo sasa hivi wanatengeneza mashuka. Wapo wana vikundi wengine wanaenda kununua sabuni kwenye viwanda vya sabuni bei ndogo, kwa bei la kiwanda, alafu wanaingia kwenye mitaa wanaanza kuisambaza kwa ajili ya kujipatia kipato.
Kwa jina naitwa Christina Ulimwengu, mwenyekiti wa wakina mama wa kanisa la UMC Nyasaka. Wakina mama wa kanisa la Nyasaka walikaa kwa pamoja na umoja wakaanzisha kikundi hichi kwa njia ya sadaka. Tulianza kutoa matoleo yetu ya sadaka. Kwenye ile sadaka letu tukaona tukae chini tubuni mradi wa kufuma mashuka. Tukaanza kununua shuka moja. Ile shuka moja ilitupeleka tukapata shuka lingine la pili. Tukaona shuka ya pili. Tukanunua shuka la 3 kupitia hichi kikundi chetu. Kwenye ile shuka la 3 tukaja kuona tumeshakuwa na kiasi kidogo kwenye mfuko. Tukaanza kusaidia, maana kanisani mwetu tuna watoto mayatima sio kuwa na wazazi. Tukaanza kusaidia wale watoto mayatima. Haya, pia tunasaidia hata sisi kwa sisi wakina mama tukipata matatizo kanisani. Hichi kikundi chetu kinatupeleka kujali nyumba ya mchungaji. Tunatumia kuchukua hichi kikundi chetu. Kwa hiyo ndio kazi tulionayo kanisani.
Imesaidia kwa njia kubwa sana. Kwa sababu kabla ya pamoja kuja, watu walikuwa wamelala, walikuwa ni tegemezi. Lakini baada ya kupata elimu ya pamoja, watu sasa hivi wanajishughulisha kwa shughuli ndogo ndogo kwa niaba ya kujipatia kipato na kuondokana na utegemezi.
Creating self-sustaining ministry is important because as missionaries we're always aware that we're here as guests. That at the end of the day we're really visitors here in Tanzania, and this church and this ministry is for the local people and of the local people. And so when we make sure that what we're doing is sustainable, that means that we're creating ministries that can use local resources, we're creating ministries that can use local leadership, and we're making sure that anything we do with them, so that at any time, if we left, the things that have been done up to this point would simply continue.
A primary goal of the Teaming with Tanzania partnership between the Alabama-West Florida Conference and the Tanzanian Annual Conference is to create a long-term partnership focused on supporting self-sustaining ministries.
The number one thing is to listen. Listen to the local churches, listen to the district leaders, listen to the conference leaders, and the priorities that are there. It may not be a priority that always makes sense. It may not be a priority that is a priority to the Alabama-West Florida Conference. but they're priorities because these are the tools and the things that are needed to grow the ministry here for the long term.
After listening to the needs, passions, and goals of leadership and laity in Tanzania, 3 primary areas of support have been established for individuals, small groups, local churches, and districts within the Alabama-West Florida Conference to become involved. These 3 areas are worship and evangelism through the building and support of churches, education and development through Wesley College, and training and development opportunities through short-term mission trips. Community is an important part of faith. Every week, all around the world, communities of Christians gather together as a family of faith to acknowledge the holiness of God, hear God's word, offer prayers, and celebrate the sacraments of the church. From the founding of the early church in Acts 2 until today, God has worked through the church, transforming lives and transforming communities. As a church, we learn what it means to be a disciple of Christ. We learn how to love God and love our neighbors.
Mimi kwa jina naitwa mchungaji Agostino John, ndio mchungaji wa kanisa la United Methodist Church hapa Nyegezi katika district ya Mwanza nchini Tanzania. Nimeamua kuwa mchungaji kwa kuwa huo ni wito ambao ulikuwa ndani yangu. Mungu aliniita katika eneo la uchungaji. Nimtumikie kama mchungaji. Ndiyo. Kwa hiyo majukumu yangu ni kufundisha neno la Mungu ili watu waweze kukulia wokovu, walifahamu neno la Mungu kwa undani zaidi. Pia kushirikiana na watu wengine katika kuendeleza kazi ya Mungu. Yote majukumu yangu na kuhakikisha kwamba kanisa linasimama katika misingi ya imani. Kwa kweli tunapokusanyika pamoja kuna umuhimu mkubwa sana. Kama tulivyosema pale, kwanza tunajengana. Kwa sababu hata mmoja kama ameshavunjika moyo, amejeruhiwa na shetani, lakini tunapokuwa tunakusanyika pamoja, tunatiana moyo, tunaombeana. Kwa hiyo tunapoombeana tayari mtu anapata nguvu ya kuendelea kusonga mbele tena. Kwa hiyo kuna umuhimu mkubwa sana, lakini kama kila mtu akiwa sehemu yake, tunampa shetani nafasi ya kuweza kuwalalua watu. Kwa sababu kila mmoja yuko sehemu yake, ni maana kwamba anakuwa na nguvu. Kwa sababu tunapokusanyika si kwamba wote wana imani yenye nguvu. Wengine ni wadhaifu wa imani. Kwa hiyo tunapokuwa pamoja kwa kupitia imani ya watu ambao wameimarika, watashika mikono ambao wana imani dhaifu na kuwanyanyua na kuendelea kusonga mbele. Mimi ndoto yangu na maono nilionayo ni kupanua kanisa. Nahitaji kwamba kanisa hili lienee kila sehemu. Kwa sababu kama hizi kwa mfano kama hizi jumuiya ninazozifanya, lengo langu kabisa nahitaji, kwa sababu kule kidogo ni mbali na huko. Lengo langu ni kwamba nikishaona wamekuwa watu wa kutosha, nahitaji kwamba tufungue kanisa pale. Tukitoka hapo tunaendelea tena mtaa mwingine. Kwa hiyo maana kwamba nina maono ya kufungua makanisa zaidi katika jiji la Mwanza na hata katika sehemu zingine za pembeni. Hayo ndio maono yangu ya kufanya misheni, kufungua makanisa zaidi. Na kwa kupitia hii huduma ya watoto na hii huduma ya jumuiya, naona kama zinaweza zikaleta matunda mazuri sana katika kufungua makanisa na kuwezesha katika unani.
While the church is the body of believers and not a building, church buildings are necessary to support the future growth of the church. Buildings give spaces for churches to grow, expand, and minister. Church buildings provide a necessary foundation for ministry to happen in Tanzania.
In the Mwanza area, we have now 6 established churches: Lumala, Pasiasi, Nyasaka, Igombe, Nyegezi, and now City Center. Only one, that is Lumala, they have that semi-permanent building. And then the second one, here where we are, this in Mwanza, you see, the city of almost 4 million inhabitants, is it will be the very first church building, strong and permanent, you can see. Each and every saint that has been sent here is changing lives, because there are many people coming out and passing. When they pass and see the building, say, oh, we are part of that building. We are part of that building.
It's important to build churches here in Tanzania because the church creates a center to their community, so that even if I'm having to move and lose my neighbors and make new neighbors, even if I'm moving jobs, even if I'm having to pull my children from one school to another. But that church community stays the same. The pastor, the church leaders continue to be the people I turn to for advice. The other church members continue to be the people I go to when I need help with something. And so having that stable church, the physical presence in their lives, is extremely important to give their faith a home and to give their lives a place to be centered in.
In addition to supporting the construction of church buildings, opportunities to support established churches in evangelism are also available.
There is a need to support the production and the distribution of basic Christian material, and help also on purchasing Bibles and hymnals. On many churches here, there is a teaching that only the pastor must hold the Bible and hymnal. So we need to show a reversal that everyone can have his own Bible. And also empower the local churches on stewardship, you see, teaching them how to give and all the things. Because we know the church in America is supporting us, but we need to support the church in America. The only thing that Jesus left with us is to go everywhere and share. So we are only the church if we can bring people to Christ.
Education is a core value of the United Methodist Church. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, believed that education was the key to a fuller, richer life, and that everyone should have access to education, regardless of gender or class. It was in the same spirit that Wesley College in Mwanza, Tanzania, was founded in 2017. Wesley College was founded to help empower lay and clergy leaders who will transform others, their communities, and their society.
Probably I feel like the next steps here in Tanzania are to really give the tools to the leaders that they need. It is difficult here. Our pastors live difficult lives and hard lives. Our churches struggle with resources for ministry, not just resources to build, but resources to teach and train, resources to disciple. We started Wesley College with the goal of giving them education as the #1 resource that is needed. And I still think that that's the case, that education is the #1 thing that is needed so that everything else that follows is used well, that the churches that are built can be filled, that the Christians that come to the church can be discipled, that the community development projects are started can be worked on and grown. And if we can do that, then we've really set them up for success.
Wesley College is a United Methodist-related institution offering programs in theology and adult education in the Mwanza region of northern Tanzania. Through Wesley College, current and future church and community leaders of Tanzania are receiving valuable training and education.
My name is Gilbert. I've been attending at Wesley College for 9 months. Right now I'm in a pre-diploma, studying secondary school subjects, preparing myself for attending theology studies next year. The time I came here and the time I started to study secondary education, it changed my perspective about being an educated person, you know. I gave up previously, and I said, okay, now I'm 30 years old and I don't know if there is still hope that I can get education. But coming at Wesley College and study secondary school education, it reminded me that I still have a good future in my tomorrow. I'm no longer the person who feel like, I don't know what I will do in my future, but to be here, it ensures me that my future is great.
My name is Jackson Sampson. I've been attending at Wesley College since last year. This is my second year. I am studying diploma in theology and also I am doing adult education. I want to get a certificate of secondary school. You know that to get education here in Mwanza is very difficult. You know that many colleges are very expensive and people are poor, so they can't handle to study, to get the college education. Before getting this opportunity to come here, I had no hope what I could do in the future, but since I came here, I know who I am and I have hope.
My name is Diana Rose Evans and I work as a Deputy Principal of Finance at Wesley College. The major challenge that most of the Tanzanian students face is finances. Most of the students cannot afford the fees in other colleges, so it's a bigger challenge to them. Since their parents, their families can't afford, they can't pay for their school fees. Wesley College is offering its education, or the courses are offered at the lowest price possible. So we're getting students and some of them are able to pay for that. Also, we are offering scholarships so we can help the ones who are not even able to pay for that.
My name's Reverend Boniface Wanyama, and I head the Department of Theology. What identifies us as a different college is contained in our vision. We offer education, just as our vision statement says, education for the community, for building the community. And what that looks like is that our education is not intended to build individuals, but we are community focused. So that what we offer, the education we offer, is that students who graduate out of Wesley College are encouraged to go and replicate what they have learned here in the community. And this, we ensure that the impact is felt in the communities. So that is something that is unique for us, different from other institutions here.
Wesley College currently operates on the 4th floor of a rented space in downtown Mwanza. This temporary space includes office space, lecture halls, classrooms, a library, and a computer lab. Enrollment at Wesley College has increased to the point where this space is at capacity and additional space is needed. A permanent site of Wesley College is being developed on the outskirts of Mwanza. In addition to the enlarged academic facilities and opportunities, this site will also include a college chapel and living space for students.
What I would want to see this college become is a hub for academic excellence. Not just academic, but a place where people who want to be formed spiritually are going to identify with. And this being one of the, at least the first institution that is United Methodist related, I think and I see that Wesley College is going to become a life changer for the church in this particular region of Africa.
You can partner with the work of Wesley College in numerous ways. Opportunities for support include providing scholarships for students and outfitting classrooms with needed resources. You can support the expansion of the current location of Wesley College in downtown Mwanza, or you can also support the construction of the permanent site of Wesley College.
I think the major ways to help Wesley College, the first one is if we can get donations, not just money, if someone can bring us things that we can use for the college, that will be great and we'll be thankful. Another thing is we would like to make people aware of Wesley College because we can have all the equipment, but we can't get students if people are not aware of what we are doing.
I believe that this program or this vision or this project is not our own. This is God's project, and so we solicit for prayers from people who want to be part of this vision. Another way you can support us is to volunteer your time. We have had lecturers who have come here, sponsored their own trips, sponsored their own staying here to teach some classes. And so this is one way we encourage those who think they can spare some time to invest with us here at Wesley College. This is not an easy task, as you can see. I know that if we can get people who are willing to hold hands together with us, we can go far. Wesley College, for me, I believe in the next 5 or 10 years, or even 50 years, when some of us will not be here, is going to be a very big thing in Tanzania and maybe in Mwanza in particular.
Wesley College has changed what I had in my mind previously. I didn't know what I could do, and coming at Wesley College, it has made me feel like now my future is greater. I really think Wesley College, and especially those also who are supporting the work at Wesley College from all parts of the world, I would think because really it's helpful. It brings hope, the lost hope to the people.
In addition to promoting worship and evangelism through the building of churches and promoting education through Wesley College, opportunities are also available for qualified individuals to provide short-term training sessions in Tanzania. These are not typical mission trips, but instead are opportunities for teams of individuals to begin a relational ministry focused on building partnerships of shared ministry and collaborative learning, along with providing training in specific areas.
The teams that are most beneficial in supporting the work here in Tanzania are those that come with an open mind. They're here to work alongside people and us, not coming in with their agenda or their itinerary of what they need to do. Most of the teams that are more beneficial are also those that come with an open heart. They're willing to come in and make relationships. They're more worried about or more concerned with the relationships they're going to build than getting work done.
In response to the requests and needs of churches in Tanzania, the Alabama-West Florida Conference is focusing on recruiting short-term mission teams to provide training in 5 areas: leadership development training, training for ministry with children and youth, discipleship training, church administration training, entrepreneurial and small business creation training.
An ideal short-term mission team for us would be a group that comes not with a set out, we're going to do this from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. The group comes, they are willing to sit with people, to eat with people, to communicate what a relationship, a partnership really looks like. They build more relationships. Teams that normally come to Tanzania stay in Dar es Salaam the first night and then take a domestic flight here to Mwanza. Some of our teams actually work here in Mwanza, the ones that work at Wesley College or serve the local community here in Mwanza in various capacities, church building, relationship building at any of the 6 local churches here in Mwanza. We'll stay at Royal Residence, which is a local hotel, very safe, clean, and within walking distance of the college.
While these trips may begin as short-term missions to Tanzania, the desire is for the experience to create long-term partnerships with the people of Tanzania and the ministry God is doing there.
The short-term mission trip changed our life plan. Eric and I really felt called to stay here, which has really changed the course of our whole life. We set up home here. We've had children here. We have grown spiritually just by being here, by being with the people. And they've taught us a lot about hospitality. They've taught us a lot about what it means to be a true Christian, to yourself and to God. Our hopes and desires for teams that come is to take back relationships, to take back a true partnership feeling, or the feeling of partnership between themselves personally, their churches, their conferences, with the people here, or with someone in particular here, or a church here, that they are truly impacted by what it means to be a global church, what it means to be in partnership with others, and to be a family of God.
Tanzania is such a beautiful country, and the people here have such a beautiful spirit. I'm so struck by the incredible beauty of the land and the people and their sacrifice in terms of what they do for ministry. The United Methodist Church here is relatively new. It's only been around about 15 years, and yet it is growing so rapidly. I just think that God has brought us here at this point in time to allow us to partner with them in ministry and to be a part of the great blessing of the United Methodist Church here.
I am in much reflection of the opportunity to witness the ministry that is happening here in Tanzania. To be able to see people who are genuinely worshiping God, who are willing to share the gospel at all costs. I mean, it is just amazing to know that we as a church have a unique opportunity to continue to partner with others who are living into the mission to make disciples.
It's very important for the Alabama-West Florida Partnership to be something that we look at as a long-term endeavor. A long-term partnership means that we have time to get to know each other. A long-term partnership means that we have time to move at a pace that is sustainable for the people here in Tanzania. And that's really the way that we have to operate. And it's not even so much about an action plan or a strategic plan as it is a mentality about ministry. That we're here to do this correct. We're going to do it the right way no matter how long it may take or how slow it may seem or how anxious we may get to get started. But we're going to make sure it's done in the correct way for the people that are here.
For me, partnership is a win-win approach, you see. As you support us, we are getting. As we give back, you see we are getting. So the win-win approach is really very important on that. Yeah, there are many ways we can really teach each other and help each other, you see, because by the ending result is to build the kingdom of God.
Others can help us to support the ministry here in several different ways. Obviously, the first one is prayer. Everything that we do here is moved forward through the power of the Holy Spirit. I also think that there is still a large need just for financial resources, for having the ability to grow the church here through building churches, through building parsonages, through providing scholarships for students at the college, for providing training and community development programs for the churches here. But there's also an ability and a chance to come and be engaged in the ministry directly. For short-term mission teams to be able to come and do training and engage with the churches here, to build partnerships. Church planting, church growth, church leadership can oftentimes be lonely endeavors. And having a team here that can come and love on the pastors, love on the leaders, encourage them, have churches that can pray for them and let them know that they're praying for them is a huge encouragement to let people here know that they're not alone. I would say that if there's one thing to think about when we're getting engaged in missions, whether it's in our own backyard or across the ocean, is that it's about relationships. That we're doing this for people, we're doing this for communities, we're doing this so that people can receive the light of Christ and pass that light on to others. And if we cannot get the partnership down to a level where we can focus on people, if we can't get the partnership down to a level where there's proximity with the people that you're partnering with, where you care about their lives, where you learn about their lives, where you understand how it is that they're living, none of the solutions we come up with, none of the things that we do are truly going to help them. Missions in the end is about proximity. One of my favorite parts of the Gospel of John is the first chapter and the 14th verse that literally translates, Jesus came down and pitched a tent in the neighborhood. He came down to be close to people, and the thing that we most have to remember in this partnership is that it's going to be the relationship with people, getting to know them, getting to understand them, loving on them, praying for them, caring for them, that is going to bring about change and transformation.
To learn how you can be involved in the Teaming with Tanzania initiative, visit teamingwithtanzania.org.